let it go.
On this edition of Small Town Big Deal.
Perfect.
An absolute hands-down archer's paradise.
Find out how a deadly aim and nerves of steel help these modern-day Robin Hoods claim the treasure for themselves.
And a small town that's all steamed up about trying to save a part of its past before it's gone forever.
Welcome to Small Town Big Deal. I'm Rodney Miller.
And I'm Jan Carl. You know, when we found out about an event in the beautiful rolling hills and waterways of the upper Midwest, we said, yeah, we are there.
Yeah, but what we didn't expect to find, remember we're in the upper Midwest, is a giraffe and Sasquatch.
However, it's an event that draws everyone from amateurs to world champions.
They're all in search of a bonanza of bullseyes.
BowFest has been called the Super Bowl of archery. Every summer, archers from all over the country are drawn to this one-of-a-kind festival.
BowFest is an absolute hands-down archer's paradise. This is a great place to come and work on your skills and sharpen them.
If you're looking for some family fun with a little exercise and beautiful scenery, then BowFest is definitely right on target.
It is held at the Montauk Resort in the town of Superior, Wisconsin. Not to be confused with the larger city of Superior, which is only about 10 miles away.
This is a little honey hole. I mean, it's kind of...
honey hole.
Yeah.
I like that.
I mean, we're tucked back in here and not a lot of people know about us.
And while Montauk may not be all that well known, it seems a lot of people know about BowFest. Thousands show up for the 4-day event, many of them with their sights set on improving their skills.
I would maybe just trim a little bit off the top.
The big draw here? The 3D courses spread all over the hills and valleys of the resort. It's appealing and demanding at the same time.
They make them challenging. It's just not walk up and shoot. You got obstacles, trees.
Really steep angles are harder ones.
Yeah.
Used to shooting on flat ground.
At BowFest, just finding and reaching the target can be an adventure, not to mention exhausting.
Sometimes you're shooting up, sometimes you're shooting down, and you got to chase your arrow after that. So it's physically demanding.
But it's the targets themselves that really make these 3D courses unique. From Bigfoot to big fish, even a 10-foot tall critter from the South Pole.
Some of them look like they came from a wacky mini golf course, but others look pretty darn real and not just to us.
So here's a fun fact to help you appreciate just how realistic these targets are.
Yeah, the native bears actually come out of the woods and they attack these targets, including this crocodile.
Sorry, buddy.
Okay guys, the range is clear. Let's go ahead and shoot.
Robin Hoods of all ages and abilities are welcome at BowFest.
Oh, that was a hit.
One main purpose is to introduce young people and families to the growing sport of archery.
This is what so many people in archery are talking about, getting outside, enjoying a sport together as a family.
I started when I was about his age. My dad bought a little recurve bow.
And you say your daughters want to get into it too.
Oh yeah, every year we come out here and kids absolutely love it.
There is no discrimination in archery. You don't have to be tall. You don't have to be
Buff.
big. Yeah, you don't have to be huge to pull a bow back.
You do have to be good.
Yeah. Yeah.
Well, but that just takes practice.
Congratulations, give it up for Toy Ellison, everybody!
Another big draw of BowFest is the chance to meet some of the true rock stars and celebrities of archery. Some even host their own television shows and are champions in the sport, like Levi and Samantha Morgan. It's their career.
A lot of people, we tell them what we do, and they're like, I didn't even know that was a thing. You know, we didn't know you could actually make a career out of it, you know. And it is a tough road because it's not a mainstream sport like baseball or football, but it's just as hard to win out here. These guys and girls are so talented. I mean, it's unbelievable.
And then we met when we were about 10, 11 years old, and that's how we met through
Were you
through
sweet
archery.
then?
He was for me. I wouldn't give him the time of day.
I was a little chubby kid that just was obsessed with her.
Levi isn't a chubby kid anymore.
That's what I want to try.
And he's won more than 50 national titles and 13 world championships.
So ladies, I just wanted to do the muscle touch for all of you out there. Really wasn't for me.
Focused on expanding the sport, Levi and Samantha and Mike Pollard founded the Organization of Professional Archery, or the OPA. It's a tournament within BowFest with some serious prize money.
The OPA is the only organization right now that is 100% payback. The entry fees that we collect go back into the prize packages. First place is $20,000.
Wow! Another unique aspect of this OPA event is the scoring system. Along with the standard 8 or 10-point circles, shooters can aim for the tiny pink or orange dots. Hitting one of those can be worth up to 14 points.
Got it. Kyle Douglas shoots a 14.
When we come back, a surprising and dramatic finish to the pro tournament.
Plus our own little competitions.
As long as I beat Jann, that's all I'm concerned with.
Exactly, yeah.
Mm-hmm. Right after this break. Welcome back to Small Town Big Deal from BowFest in Superior, Wisconsin.
For archery professionals and enthusiasts, there's no better place to spend a weekend.
There's also a lot of other fun beyond bows and bullseyes. There are concerts to enjoy offered up day and night.
Tubing down a giant mountain slide.
Shopping for the very latest in archery equipment.
And one of Jann's personal favorites, axe throwing.
Am I awful or what?
No, I wouldn't say that, but she hasn't had great success in the past.
Jann deserves another chance to bury the hatchet after her performance, or lack thereof, at the International Lumberjack Championships, and her repeat performance at Elkfest in Wyoming.
That was terrible.
Hopefully Hunter can help me.
So how do you get the proper rotation?
You just kind of want to keep it straight and it'll rotate on its own.
It'll rotate on its own.
Hey!
Okay, I think this time I'm ready.
Right to the dirt. Have you ever seen anyone worse?
I have.
Oh, are you lying?
Might be a fib.
I give up. Okay, no. I'm done. Yeah!
Yet again, I have to concede to Rodney in axe throwing.
I won this.
But with some help from Samantha, maybe I can get the best of him on the archery range.
So grip is super duper important.
Okay.
Not bad. I think your form looks great.
Samantha was such a great coach. I mean, she gave me confidence that I knew what I was doing. She said I looked really good at doing what I was doing. I just wish I'd been better at doing what I was trying to do.
You want to grip it like you're holding an egg that you don't want to break almost.
I'm feeling really lucky that Levi's my coach.
One over, there you go.
He is an accomplished athlete who was offered college scholarships in both basketball and baseball, but chose to focus on archery instead.
Perfect.
And let me tell you, these professional archers are strong. Ever try pulling a 70-pound bowstring?
Seriously, I'm trying hard.
Don't fake it, Rodney. Try.
I am trying hard.
You use muscles pulling a bow back that you don't use pretty much any other time. And I've seen some of the strongest guys that just could not get a bow back because it's muscles that normal people never use.
And that is why Rodney and I are using bows designed for kids.
Hit it.
Mastering a compound bow takes lots of practice, but also expertise on all the parts of the bow. Everything has to be perfect. Some pros go as far as assembling their own arrows.
So if you want to go upper level,
You build your own.
you build your own.
So the deal with this tack vein is it's super stiff. You can feel that's stiff. And a lot of the veins in the past were just really flimsy. The problem with that is as it catches more wind, it slows down way faster downrange.
Because it's moving?
Yes, and it's catching air. But as these tiny little improvements happen, you can really have a big advantage over your competitors by knowing your equipment really, really well.
Famous American poet Henry Wadsworth Longfellow wrote, "If you would hit the mark, you must aim a little above it. Every arrow that flies feels the attraction of earth."
If I judge the distance for 38 yards and it's 40, That's 2 inches impact.
Wow.
So
Seriously? That much?
it's about 1 inch per yard that you're off. So you're trying to hit a circle that's 1 inch big, you almost have to be perfect. In those moments under pressure, when it gets so intense, you have to be so precise. And so you have to take those nerves and set them aside until it's over. And that's the hardest thing to do out here.
Back at the OPA tournament, the competition is intense. Levi just misses qualifying for the shootout.
That's where the top 5 archers in each class come together for 6 shots to determine the winner.
Strong shot from Lucas.
The shootout starts with amateur and senior divisions.
And fans pack the hillside for the men's and women's pro finalists.
Paige Pierce, the defending champion, trails veteran Toya Ellison by 1 point with 1 arrow left. Paige decides to go for broke and shoots for that tiny 12-point bonus ring.
Just under the 12, about 3/4 of an inch.
Her gamble does not pay off.
Toya Ellison is going to be your women's expert OPA champion.
And if you think that was close, the men's final is even closer.
You could almost feel and taste the concentration as they're aiming at those targets.
The shootout ends in a tie between perennial favorites Jesse Broadwater and Kyle Douglas. But since Jesse had hit more bonus rings, he is awarded the championship.
Not so fast. As Jesse is doing his victory interview, an error is discovered in the tally. Turns out they are still tied.
The only way to settle it? Sudden death, where you only get 1 shot.
Yep. Jesse Broadwater is still OPA champion.
And what was it like when you know you're competing against the very best here? Is there any butterflies?
For sure, nerves come into play, and you just got to try to block that out and shoot your shot that you practiced thousands of times before.
We were certainly impressed by the skills of the pros and amateurs at BowFest, but we were also impressed by the incredible bond they all share.
I love all the friendships that I've made over the years. I mean, we have a lot of people that are so close to us, it's like family.
I have so much that I owe to this sport. I could never repay archery for what it's given us.
One thing we've noticed about archers, it doesn't matter if your skills are first-rate or frightful. If you're willing to try, you're part of the family.
Up next, we find out if this small Pennsylvania town will run out of steam before they can save a piece of their past from disappearing.
Welcome back to Small Town Big Deal.
We're in Honesdale, Pennsylvania, in the middle of the beautiful Pocono Mountains.
It's the birthplace of the American Railroad, and they're known for a strong spirit of innovation and a sense of history.
And we think they should also be known for huge amounts of determination, and you're about to find out why.
Visitors to Honesdale might immediately notice one thing, a unique fascination of water-based propulsion.
Steam, it seems, runs through the veins of nearly everybody in town.
Honesdale is located northeast of Scranton in the heart of Pennsylvania coal country.
In the 19th century, it sat at the beginning point of the Delaware and Hudson Canal, which was instrumental in getting coal shipped up the Hudson River, then down to New York City.
The hardest part was getting the coal to the canal. So the canal company tried something revolutionary.
On August 8, 1829, the first commercial steam locomotive to turn wheels on rails in the entire American continent happened right here in our small town of Honesdale.
The Sturbridge Lion made 2 trial runs on 3 miles of wooden track. The train worked okay, the track not so much.
The Lion project was soon scrapped, but a whole new era of commercial transportation had begun.
If it wasn't for the canal and the railroad, the whole Industrial Revolution might have not happened.
Today, a full-scale replica of the Sturbridge Lion can be seen at the Wayne County Historical Society.
And just a few blocks away, another reminder of steam-powered progress, the Silsbee 843, the oldest operational Silsbee steamer in America.
How long did it take to restore this? Because it's beautiful.
It took us about 3 years from the time we started researching it until we had it all back together again.
This horse-drawn pumper was used by the local fire department from 1875 all the way up till 1936. 50 years later, Stan Pratt and Bailey Rutherford found it in a junkyard and restored it to its original condition. Every couple years, Stan fires up the steamer for the townfolk to enjoy. And get this, the pump is so powerful it can shoot a stream of water at 700 gallons per minute.
It seems that kind of horsepower might have caught the attention of local blacksmith David Spencer, because just 2 years after the steamer arrived, he decided to build his very own steam-powered tractor, one of the very first of its kind. The tractor was used for a short time to haul logs and thresh grain, but was found to be too inefficient and simply discarded.
For over 100 years, the tractor slowly succumbed to the elements as its story faded into folklore. There have been several attempts at restoring the tractor over the years, but none succeeded until Dynamo Fred Murray came on board. He was bound and determined to save this pot-bellied beast of Honesdale history.
And he came to me saying, Kim, you do all the projects in town. I really want to do this tractor. So I said, all right, Fred, even though in my gut, I'm like, I'm not sure how to tackle this.
And that's how she was feeling even before Fred took her to eyeball the project at the local junkyard.
And here's this pile of junk. And I looked and he goes, that's it. I go, that's not a tractor.
But Kim Erickson is Honesdale woman of action, and she never shies away from a challenge.
Kim recruited Rob Warner, Fred Ward, Rich Robbins, and Steve Weber, men with the skills needed for the job.
The unofficial or official name of the restoration team is the 5-Star Team +1. I think we all know who the +1 is. That'd be Kim.
See how the wheels are turning up there?
Oh, yeah. So it just turns the back wheels. Wait, is that the front?
That's the front.
Oh, that's the front. Well, now that's a problem that I didn't even know the front from the back.
Push.
Push, Rodney, push!
So I didn't think we were going to be able to move it at first. And then I didn't think we were going to be able to stop it.
It started moving.
Aren't you glad you didn't have to jump?
Yes, very glad.
It's easy to see and feel just how mammoth an undertaking this was. Over 4 years, the group rebuilt or restored nearly every inch of this fire-breathing beast.
New spindles had to be made for the wheels, a new smokestack fabricated, and nearly all of the wooden beams replaced.
But no blueprints, but...
Yeah, no blueprints. We measured pictures trying to figure out, you know, in the very beginning. And now they're such a great group that they're moving on to other projects in town.
Cool.
They're going to restore the coal car, the train snow plow. Like, people know about my little group, and now they're reaching out. Yeah.
It seems if you'd like help from the 5-Star Team +1, you better take a number.
Honesdale is passionate about preservation.
This small town played a big role in the Industrial Revolution, and it remains a monument to American ingenuity and determination.
I hope you've enjoyed this episode of Small Town Big Deal.
You know, I was so impressed with Fred Murray and his tractor crew.
Yeah, they took a bunch of unrecognizable parts in a junkyard and brought a piece of history back to life.
Did. And how about BowFest?
Oh, it's like the Super Bowl of archery.
You know, it's one of those small town big deal discoveries where on any given weekend, you just don't know what cool thing is going on in America. And of course, I'm going to keep snickering about you trying to pull back Levi's bow.
Hey, give me a break. It's 70 pounds to pull that back, and it's using muscles I don't normally use.
No, it's one arm, I know.
I'm Rodney Miller.
And I'm Jann Carl. Be sure to head to Facebook and follow Small Town Big Deal.
And join us again next week when once again we celebrate the great stories from across America.
Next year, could we just do an image of Rodney?
Make him
She'd
target.
hit that one. She'd hit that one. She missed the others. She'll hit that one.
Now you're not going to have to shoot from the kiddie stake on that.
400, we made him blush. He's like, oh, I don't know if we can accommodate that, Jan. We can try.